Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we have a book haul, and we have been collecting these since a little bit before Christmas. Yeah, I have quite a few books, and Amelia has a few too, so we're just gonna get started and share these books with you. Okay, so the first books that I got are these two collector's editions. This one is The Silver Chair, and this one is By the Shores of Silver Lake. So these are just like full color collector's editions that I try to find at thrift stores and used bookstores. So I just found these two on one trip, and so yeah, it's just continuing my collection.
The first book I have is Spilling Ink by Anne Mazer and Ellen Potter. I actually read this book when I was quite young. It's just kind of like, it says a young writer's handbook, and I actually got this at a writer's club I was at. We were doing like a white elephant book exchange thing, so this is what I ended up getting. I thought it might be a good one to reread, even though it is geared towards younger readers or writers. It says 9 to 14. So yeah, I don't know. I'll see what I can get from this. I don't really remember it, so I was hoping there might be a couple good points in there that I could regain some knowledge from.
The next book I got is another one to continue a collection. This is The Memoirs of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, and it's in the Reader's Digest collection. And I have 4 in the series, and I thought that those were the only ones because I could not find like any mention of another one, so I was excited to find this one. And yeah, it's just, I think this is probably the last one. I don't think they made any other ones, so I think that will finish my set. Hey buddy!
Huh? Oh,
Don't drink my tea. Say bye-bye!
bye. Next, I'm going to move on to some books that I got for Christmas. The first one that I have here is the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. I actually asked for this book on my Christmas list because I think Chantel was talking about it. Somebody was, and I just thought it looked so cute and pretty. And also, there's so many things in Anne of Green Gables that they make that I just want so badly. I actually haven't made anything from it. There's like that cake that got ruined, but here it is if it wasn't ruined. And
what do you want to make in it?
Ooh. Yeah, there are like lots of pretty pages and stuff as well. It's just very illustrated and well done. Let's see what else there is. Smirla's plum pudding. Ooh, these look good. Tantalizing raspberry tarts. A lot of the desserts and things is what I want to make, and we've kind of like started getting into having some tea parties and things like that, so I thought this would be great for giving us ideas.
Chocolate caramels.
So anyway, yeah, it's just a really, really pretty book, and I thought it would give us some great ideas for tea parties, any kind of party, anything like that, any special occasion. And my brother and sister-in-law got this for me, and I was super excited.
This tea tastes like cinnamon smelling water. Okay, next I found at a thrift store the Puffin in Bloom edition of Little Women, which Amelia has, and it's just so pretty. It's such a weird shape, but it's just such a pretty book. Yeah, and as I confessed in one of our last videos, I have not read Little Women yet, so when I get to it this year, I'll probably read this edition.
And so I have this edition, and I got this edition from the library, and both of those copies have like a slit on the front.
Oh.
Like, I don't know, they somehow got messed up. This one doesn't have that, so I was happy for you to find one that wasn't messed up like that. I don't really know what was going on.
Yeah, it must have been some shipping or something.
Another book I got for Christmas was The Laughing Cavalier by Baroness Orczy. I was not sure, am I saying that right? Cavalier, or is it like Cavalier?
Cavalier.
Okay. This is book 1 in the Scarlet Pimpernel series, and as I was finding out, there is just not a good edition of this book, so this was kind of like the best that could be found. Someone needs to make beautiful editions like of the whole series, but anyway, this one is a nice, just simple copy, and the font is tiny. But anyway, I don't really know what this one's about. It's kind of, I'm not sure if the Scarlet Pimpernel is actually in it at all, which is a little sad. I do like the original, I don't know if that's the original, but you know, just the Scarlet Pimpernel, I really like that. So I've heard the rest of the series is really good though, so I'm excited to try this one and actually like start owning some of the books even though they're so hard to find.
Okay, and then the next few are ones that I got for Christmas. So this one is Yours, Constance by Emily Hayes. I've talked about it 5 million times, but yes, I got it for Christmas. I don't know what else to talk about it.
Another book I got for Christmas, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, which I've mentioned several times. It's like a, I think, Korean fantasy story about...
Just saying hello.
This is about a sea god and the spirit realm and a lot of weird stuff that I've already talked about. But anyway, I really liked this book and I was excited to own it because it is such a nice, pretty cover. Wait. Anyway, it's just a really nice cover. I was excited to own this one.
Okay, the next one I got for Christmas is Pure Nessie by Susanna Clark. And this is the same author who wrote Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which I did talk about at some point, and it was a very long book. And then this one's pretty short. So this one is like, I'm not really sure what this one's about, and I've heard some very, like, some people love it and some people absolutely hate it. So I'm interested to find out what I think about it. It's like about this satyr or faun that lives in a underground labyrinth, I think. But that's pretty much all I know about it, and it's probably going to be kind of strange.
I just look at that and I think Mr. Tumnus or like Grover.
Percy Jackson. Yes, this is Mr. Tumnus and Grover. I'll see which one he's more like.
And my last book that I got for Christmas is Defiant by Brandon Sanderson. I was extremely excited to get this book, and I was making it known to my whole family, like, if you're gonna get me anything, get me this. And I actually haven't read very much of it yet. In typical fashion of like reading books that I have hyped up a lot, I get a little scared, but I have started it. It's good, and I'm excited to keep going. This, if you don't know, is the 4th book in the Skyward Flight series, and I think it's the final book, so that's a little scary as well, and I have a lot of expectations for this book, and I'm just waiting for the right time to read it. I am very excited to just own it and have the ability to just read it on my own pace, since I do want to make sure I'm in the right mood for this book.
And then the last book that I got for Christmas as well is The Theft of Sunlight by Intezar Kanani, which is the 2nd book in the Dauntless Path series. We've both talked about this just way too much, so I'm not going to say anything about it, but I'm excited to own all the books now, and I am definitely rereading this year.
You're going to see a little bit of a theme with the next books that I have to talk about, but I'm going to talk about them one by one because Maddie has a lot more than I do. So, we went to California last month and visited a friend, and we went to a bookstore that was a very cheap and wide variety of books kind of bookstore, if that makes sense. And I ended up getting a few books because I could not help myself. And the first one that I have here is Jane of Lantern Hill by Ellen Montgomery. This one is about Jane Stewart, who finds out that her father is still alive, and she goes to live in a cottage in Lantern Hill. So it looks really good. I know I'm already gonna love it, so I'm just excited to have books on my shelf that I'm just happy and excited for, and I know I'm going to like.
Okay, the next book I got is The Boys in the Boat by Daniel James Brown, and I actually bought this full price, so that's the only one in here that I bought full price. So this, I'm doing a read-along? No, not a read-along. What do you call it? A buddy read with my pen pal, and we are reading one nonfiction book a month, and so this was January's book, and I flew through this so fast. Like, I bought it and read it, and yeah. So this is about the 1936 Berlin Olympics and the rowing team, and I really love this book.
Another Ellen Montgomery book that I'm really excited for, Pat of Silver Bush. I actually didn't, I don't know if I said that last time, but I did not read what any of these were about. But reading this one, I am excited for it. It says, Patricia Gardner loved Silver Bush more than anything else in the world. She was born and raised in the beautiful old-fashioned house on Prince Edward Island in a world where things always seemed the same, and good things never changed. But of course, things do change, for better and for worse, at Silver Bush, starting with the arrival of Pat's brand new baby sister. Then there's Pat's terrible bout with scarlet fever, her first romance, her aunt's wedding, and her mother's illness.
That was like the whole plot of the book. Okay, and then these next books I also got in California. So the first one I got is a companion library book, which is... There's a theme to this haul, another collection that I collect. So this one is The Story of King Arthur and His Knights by Howard Pyle, which I might own 4 copies of. And The Adventures of Pinocchio by C. Collodi, which this is quite a horrifying.
Yeah, we're zooming up on that.
Yeah.
Woo!
And actually, hold on, this is so similar to that.
Oh my gosh.
So I was really debating on if I should get this, but it was like less. It was like $1. It was like less than $1 or something. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I own this book, but I was like, I know I don't own Pinocchio. And then so I was like, I'm just gonna get it. And then I own this one, which is different because it's not a double book. It's just the story of King Arthur and his knights, not Pinocchio. So, you know, they're different. He kind of looks like he's in a hospital gown or something.
Yeah, and it's like very 70s.
Look,
Oh
nice
wow, that's... Yeah.
Lime green zebra. 65. Yeah.
Yeah. And my last Ella Montgomery book, and also last book in this haul, is Magic for Marigold. This is apparently just about her adventures. No one could figure out what to name Marigold, but apparently with a name as exotic or as unusual as Marigold, she is destined for many exotic adventures.
The next book I got is Joy in the Morning by P.G. Wodehouse. There's nothing on the front, so...
I don't know if you can see.
Here. And this is just, yeah, I don't know what this is actually in the slightest. But I have been wanting to read PG. Okay, the camera cutouts, I'm not sure what we got, but this is Joy in the Morning, and I believe it is a Jeeves and Wooster book, or something like that. And so I'll probably have to start that series somehow get it, because it's such a hard thing to find. Like, even, like our library, I don't think carries it, so somehow I will eventually read this book. Okay, and then my last book is Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr, and he is the author of All the Light We Cannot See, which I read a really long time ago. But this one came out like last year, I think, and I had been wanting to read it, but it was like $15 at the used bookstore, and I really didn't want to pay that. Oh, 2021. So this one I got for $1 at this like cheap bookstore we went to. And this is, I don't really know what this is about, but it's got like 3 eras or something. Like, it's set in the 15th century in Constantinople, then it's in present-day Idaho, and it's on an interstellar ship decades from now. So it sounds very strange and interesting, and set in Idaho, which is where we live. The author lives in Idaho as well, so it'll be interesting to see how he portrays it in this book.
So we just wanted to come on here, share some of the books that we've bought recently. Well, I guess all of them. We have both been trying not to buy as many books, so these are from, like, what, 3 months of book buying, so not too bad. And we are both trying harder to read the books on our shelves, so it justifies it a little more to buy a few new ones. We'd love to know anything that you've bought recently or just want to share. We always love talking about the new and exciting books that we are purchasing and hopefully reading soon. So yeah, so we just want to thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.